Most people have a strong need to feel intelligent. Insulting their intellect creates resistance, whereas flattering it creates complacency.
In high-stakes business environments, the default human instinct is to project absolute authority. You want to control the room, steer the negotiation, and assert dominance. But walking into a meeting acting like the smartest person there has a biological cost. It trips the neurological threat response in whoever you're talking to. When people feel interrogated or accused, they raise what psychologists call the shielded mind. They clam up, stick to rehearsed talking points, and refuse to give up an inch of useful information. This defensive state creates a barrier that facts alone cannot penetrate. Once that shield is up, the flow of genuine data stops, often leading to a total breakdown in communication. To bypass those defenses, we look to an unlikely source, 1970s television detective Lieutenant Columbo. He drove a battered Peugeot, wore a rumpled coat, and seemed bewildered. He looked entirely harmless. These traits align with behavioral science techniques used by recruiters and therapists to encourage open communication. This approach acts as a cognitive tool designed to slip past a target's internal defense mechanisms. By deliberately sacrificing perceived status, you maximize your actual control over the interaction. This starts with anti-potency, turning a defect into a virtue by lowering your own status. When a target feels superior, they neurologically disarm. Feeling dominant makes them feel safe, making them far more prone to oversharing. Corporate recruiters use this constantly, asking job candidates about high school teachers or local sports. It sounds like casual banter, but it forces the applicant to drop their rehearsed, guarded persona. Feeding a target's arrogance gets them talking. An overconfident subject is your greatest asset for extracting the truth. Beyond establishing comfort, there's the science of proxemics. Stepping into a subject's personal buffer zone triggers a baseline level of psychological discomfort. Columbo weaponized this. The entire interaction builds to the moment the interrogator finally turns their back and reaches for the exit. Psychologists refer to this as the closure principle. The brain has a hardwired biological need to resolve tension and finish a narrative arc. As the door opens, the drop in threat causes the subject's guardedness to vanish. With tension gone, their psychological guard dissolves. The exact moment a person believes they have won the encounter is precisely when they are most vulnerable to making a mistake. This is when you execute the Columbo moment. You stop, turn back, and say, "Just one more thing," dropping the most critical, damning question of the entire interview, while the target is completely defenseless. Because of the sudden reversal, the target is caught off guard and forced to give an unpolished, revealing answer. Journalists rely on this same tactic, using post-interview ambushes to catch executives when they think they're safely off the record. Mastering this requires practicing the art of being wrong. You have to substitute the desire for aggressive confrontation with empathetic, discrepancy-based questions. True power does not come from being the loudest person in the room. It comes from engineering the environment so the truth reveals itself.